The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painting by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective... A hard fight? That was a hard fight. It was more like running... It was a Scooby-Doo episode. Let's go speak to Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Is it actually called the Nameless Bookstore, or is it just a bookstore that has no name? Oh, blood. That can't be good. Of the... Yes.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
It treats dreams as revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. It always comes back to your mom. Your mom.
An old diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head. It holds the truth. I guess I'll just steal that. Handbook of Anatomy, nice. There's some more medicine for me. We should probably check our experience points and see where we're at. Oh. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. True that. Darkwater history, nice. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on this island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first building, among which were Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. Really? You built a cemetery first, huh? Didn't have a whole lot of faith in yourselves? The rare document and the handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares of deviant behavior. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Guess I'll steal that too. More Darkwater history. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak, in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. Well, that happens when you hunt them. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was favored refuge for crustaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Celia returned to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappearing whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. I'll steal that. Neato. Oh, got that oil.
What happened here?
Well, let me walk into the room first.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Amateurs.
To whom does this footprint belong?
Yes, who does it belong to?
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Was he hurt? Good question. Oh, look at all the clues.
What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Am I not allowed to see that yet? Oh, there we go.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Ooh, elder sign. Oh, we're going crazy.
What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
What's so funny, Chi Mama?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Oh, yeah, amateurs, yep. Yeah, let's check out my sanity here in 1 second. Hello.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are filled in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity and as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Oh, alright. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide nor to suffer from your actions. Alright. Well, thank you. Okay, so there were some Greek books. Okay. There we go. I don't know why OBS disconnected. My bitrate plummeted, apparently. Okay. Alright. Just deployed to gain advertising revenue. Let's see. This key that bears the Elder sign is only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch were proposed as platforms of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its vast owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mentions the misdemeanor. The date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of this artifact. Try to find it. Alright. Good to know. And we're back. We're seeing how much of a delay there is. Okay. It's not so bad now. Okay, but we have to find the, oh, push that back in. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Arkham editions. Never heard of them.
Book of Spells, surprisingly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of evocation.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Arkham Anthology.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Written by Nostradamus, translated. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of them.
In the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mother of the people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from Frisian language. Alright.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
That's a good question.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
There's so many Arkham editions. Okay. Hey.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Yes, perhaps you should.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
I guess I'll just take that. Okay, let's go listen to these things. Where was that phonograph at? Around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Cylinder 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Azathoth. Do I have those books? Let's look at our inventory. All the clues to the combination are found in the 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Okay. So I guess I should have paid attention to those. Well, actually, let's go see what, I didn't even see what the combinations here look like. Okay, they're just numbered 1 to 10. Okay. Let's listen to them again, since I wasn't really paying attention.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Alright, I have no idea what number 1 is.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, I'm sure it has something to do with the White Queen, since there are actual numbers on a chessboard, but I don't know them because I don't play chess.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my
So the third one is obviously 9.
I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I have no idea, but... Dang it. I know that one. That one's number 9. Gotta figure out what those other 2 mean. Okay, it said something about the Arkham books. So... Oh no, they said number 9 was particularly interesting, so... That's what the clue was.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Yes.
What did Drake say about this collection?
He said that number 9 was
Drake talked
really
about a
important.
particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
I already looked at all those, didn't I? Pretty sure. Okay, so let's listen to... Let's try number 2.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
Unless he has, does he
see
have
our
a chessboard?
numbers
Oh, there he's got a
and my will
chessboard.
strengthens as my
The
apprehension
Queen has
grows.
little protection.
We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
It's true.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
Okay.
I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3 white pieces left on the board, right? Three. So number 2, that's number. The second one is number 3. Is 3. So now we just got to figure out number 1. And talk something about Greeks.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
Okay, red.
To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, so I think I'm looking for a cup, maybe? Oh, there we go.
The chalice of knowledge.
So I'm supposed to count the red stones?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I'll count them one more time just to make sure.
The chalice
So
of
there's a
knowledge.
crack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's what we'll go with. Look at that. I figured it all out on my own. I'm so clever. The Elder Sign. Except for all you guys were watching probably going, "What are you doing? It's so simple." Yep, more insanity. Good for us. Oh! Nope, this is what happens. This is what happens when you read books in Lovecraft world. In Lovecraft's world, everybody should be illiterate.